Hello learners, good day. This is Turning Point Tutorials. This is another lecture time. Today we are having a topic in mathematics that is a quadratic equation. Okay, now this topic is a very simple one, so we'll just go with that flow. Now, if you look at the board, we have a statement here that if the product of two real numbers is 0, then one of the numbers or both of the numbers must be 0. That statement should be repeated. If the product of two real numbers is 0, then one of the numbers or both of them must be 0. Let's take for example. In general terms, if I have A multiplying B to give you 0, then A times B should give you AB equals 0. So, meaning that since A and B multiply, then A could be 0, B could be 0, or both of them must be 0. Alright, so A is 0 or B is equal to 0. Why? Because these two multiply and equate to 0. Let's say practical term. Can I take this example quickly? Example 1 there, we have x minus 4. Example 1, x minus 4 in brackets, and we have x plus 9 in brackets equals 0. Okay, now if you look at this very well, you discover that these two expression, x minus 4, we'll take it as an expression, x plus 9 is an expression, two of them multiplied to give you 0. So we are taking x minus 4 as A and x plus 9 as B. So if these two multiply gives you 0, then we can say that x minus 4 is equal to 0, okay, or we can also say x plus 9 equals 0. Alright, so what do we say? Then if you collect like terms, because minus 4 and 0 is actually like terms, that's numbers. So minus 4 crosses go to the right hand side, x equals 0 plus 4, so x gives 4. In the same vein, if you come this way, you see that x plus 9 crosses give you x minus 9. It's as simple as that. So you keep applying the principles in the next example. So let's take this example and see something. Okay. So we have the 2 as 2x squared plus we have 13x equals 15. Okay. Now this question will quickly make us bring up the general form of quadratic equation. Now recall the general form of every quadratic equation goes towards ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So by the time you do comparison of this equation and this equation, you will discover that your coefficient of x squared is 2, and that here is what? A. Coefficient of x is 13, and coefficient of x here is b. Your constant c becomes your 15. So we want to balance this equation now. How do you go? Solution. Balance, we have 2x squared plus 13x. So when you take 15, which is plus 15, and cross the equality sign, the positive sign here becomes minus. So you're going to say minus 15, and the right hand side of the equation is empty, that's 0. Okay, now the next thing is this. Check. The coefficient of x squared is greater than 1. And when the coefficient of x squared is greater than 1, you use the coefficient of that x squared to multiply the constant before you look for the factors that will expand this expression. Alright, so 2 multiplied minus 15. Mind you, you are working with the sign. Okay, so 2 multiplied minus 15, you're going to get minus 30. So you are using minus 30 to find the two factors. So then the coefficient of x is plus 13. You have plus 13. Now here it goes. You want to find two factors that when you multiply, you get minus 30, and if you add them together, you get plus 13. So what are the two factors? Simple way to get it is this. This is larger, so you take 30 and look for the factors of 30. When 2 divide 30, you have 2 as a divisor, and you have 15 as the quotient. Okay, so between 2 and 15, you can work it out to get your 13. A simple way is this. Look at your 13. Your 13 carries a plus sign. Take the positive sign, give it to 15. So you have plus 15. And give it negative to this. That will settle the matter. So plus multiply minus times minus times plus. That gives you minus. Then 2 times 15, you'll get 30. That's minus 30. Okay? Take note of that. So I go again. I'm using minus 2 plus 15. How did I get it? I used 2 to divide 30. I got 2, 15. So I work the signs. I put the plus sign here for the higher number, and I put minus sign for the lower number. So minus times plus is what? Minus. 2 times 15 is 30. And then 2 will have again minus 2 plus 15 gives you plus 13. Minus 2 plus 15 gives you plus 13. So you work this out. So what are we using? We're using these two factors here. Plus 2 and then, minus 2 and plus 15. So what do? You add your variable. What's the variable? X. So you put X here, you put X here. Then you bring 2 of them to replace this middle value here. Because the middle value here is plus 13. Minus 2x plus 15x is plus 13. So you go 2x squared, bring that value, minus 2x, bring the other one, that's plus 15x. Okay? Then minus 15 equals 30. Mind you, you don't bring in 30, you work with your 15 according to the question. Okay? Alright. So take your factors now. What can go here? Between this and this, 2 is a factor. X is also a factor, a common factor, please. So x is common factor. So what you have now is 2x. So 2 cancel 2, it's gone. X, take 1x from the x squared, you have x left. Go. So bring your minus sign. 2 cancel 2, that's 2 divided 2, gone. X cancel x, gone. So everything here will be 1. Okay, close it. Bring down plus sign. What can go? What is common here, of course, is 15. 15 cancel 15, it's gone. You have x left. Now, plus times minus is minus. 15 divided 15 is 1. Close it, go to 0. Now check your values. This is common, so you take 1. X minus 1, close bracket. The factors, you group them. 2x plus 15. That's 2x plus 15 equals 0. That takes us back to the principle that says that if the product of 2 real numbers is 0, then one of the numbers, or both of them, must be 0. So this is standing as our A, and the 2x plus 15 standing as our B. 2 of them equal to 0. Then you don't have the time to waste. You just, okay, this is 0 and this is 0 separately. So x minus 1 is 0. So x is equal to 1. Or you can say that 2x plus 15 is 0. Then 2x is equal to minus 15. So when you cross plus 15 to the right hand side, you get minus 15. So x is equal to minus 15 over 2. So x is a minus 7 or number 1 over 2. So you can see the two values of x. Therefore, in conclusion, you say that x equals 1 or x equals 1 or minus 7 number 1 over 2. This solves the question quickly. Then look at this example. let's check this example C. Now we have this c squared plus 10c is 0. Now we don't have the 3 10s here. The c squared, 10c, the constant is not there. Okay? So what you need to do now is very simple. You just factorize directly. What is common to these two? C is common, right? Open the bracket. When c divided c from the c squared, you will have c left plus. When c cancel the c off, you have 10 left equals 0. Now from what you see, you will discover that c is multiplying the expression c plus 10 equals 0, right? So that means since two of them, they are real numbers, products, that means either of them or both of them gives you 0. So what do you say? You say c equals 0 or c plus 10 gives you 0. Finally, c is 0 or c is minus 10. That settles the case. Alright. Then what about this? If you break it down, you see it's almost similar to this. I call this one my C, and this one is D. Now D says 6cz equal to 5z squared. How do you solve this? Of course, you have to collect like 10 first, because they are in that side of the equation. So you're going to bring this to this side, or better still, you can carry this one to this side and express the values. If you carry this one to this side, here it becomes 0. That gives you 5z squared minus 6z. You're carrying plus 6z to the right hand side, so it becomes minus 6z, which you can rewrite as 5z squared. I'm writing this one first. 6z equals 0. So this now look like this. So you can factorize. What is common? Not you can go to not you can enter 5, you can divide 5 and 6, no factor like that, but z can go. So z is a common factor to these two terms. So z into this is z cancel 1z squared. From z squared you have 5z minus z cancel z out of this, you have 6 left equals 0. That makes z multiplying 5z minus 6. Okay? So z becomes 0 or 5z is equal 5z minus 6 equals 0. Okay? So z is 0 or you can say 5z equals 6. So you can still work this out now. So z becomes 6 over 5, which is same thing as 1 over 1 over 5. So you see, so it's a very simple thing. Alright, so you can work this now. Let's say this finally before we'll take this next round. Okay, let me wipe this. Okay, now pick this question now. That's the E part of it. That's 2h squared minus 5h plus 3 is 0. Okay, now this will make you recall the general expression. Don't forget it. Let me remind you. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. This is general form of every quadratic expression. Okay? Now, the coefficient of the h squared is greater than 1. That to say, 2 should multiply the constant 3 before you start finding your factors. So when 2 multiplies this, you have plus 6. I'm using the sign plus 2 times 3 gives you 6. Then you have plus 6. Then h is a variable. So what's the coefficient of h? Is minus 5. You bring down minus 5 before you start looking for your factors. So the question is, which two factors, two numbers, you multiply together first. Then you have plus 6. When you add them together, you get minus 5. So it's simple enough. You're going to bring minus 1, minus 5. These are two factors you can use. Let me explain. Okay. Now, when minus multiply minus, you change to plus. Is that right? Okay. Okay, sorry. Let's use these factors, please. I'm sorry. Let's take minus 6 plus 1. Thank you. Minus 6 plus 1, please. Minus times plus. We take minus. And and then 6 times 1 have 6. Okay? Now, ordinarily, if you add up these two, minus 6 plus 1, it gives you minus 5. Let's take it again. Minus times plus is minus times plus is minus. Okay, I should give minus. We're looking at plus 6 and minus 5. Okay, let's get the factors very well. Okay, so we're gonna have we have minus 6. We have minus plus minus minus 5, or rather we have minus 3 minus 2. Okay, correct. Minus 3 minus 2 is a factor now. So we go. We have minus times minus gives you what? Plus, and 3 times 2 gives you 6, of course, and then minus 3 minus 2 gives you 5. Okay, well, how did I get it actually? So we have 6. We're looking for what can multiply to give us 6. So we have 6 times 1, we have 3 times 2. So I work this. So this could not give me, so I go with the factors. So 3 times 2 gives me 6. So I will take minus 3 and minus 2. So what do I have? I have 2h squared. So since I have minus 3 minus 2, I will have h here. So 2h squared minus 3h, okay, minus 2h plus 3 is 0. So I have, what's common here now? H is common. That gives you 2h. What's common here? 3 minus. What's common here? Nothing is common, so 1 is common, right? So that gives you 2h minus times plus minus 3 equals 0. So this 2 is common, so you say 2h minus 3. Then put this into bracket now, h minus 1 equals 0. So these two multiply now, so we'll go the same process. So that's it, 2h minus 3 is 0, or h minus 1 is 0. So h to h is equal to 3. Then comma, we're going to say that h is equal to 3 over 2. Okay. Then here h becomes 1. So that's it. Okay. So you can take this this exercise, well, assessment here. Okay. Then we'll come back and look at equations with irrational roots. Okay. We'll come back and look at it. Okay. Now in our next round of lectures. Thank you very much.